And so like when I was sleeping it turns out that one of the fellows emptied out my Factor 50, then filled up the bottle with like crisp and dry.
A nice way to start the holiday.
Well, this was like the 4th day.
So I'm guessing you had used some of this Factor 50 prior to this sophisticated prank.
Hey, it was so hot over there I must have tanked like half the bottle by then.
Didn't it make you curious that the thick, Tipex-like substance you had been rubbing into your skin previously, with great effort had transformed overnight into a thin, opaque oil?
I guess I did smell a little greasy, come to think of it now.
Well, that, my friend, was your first big fucking clue.
Jesus buddy, what happened to Ty?
Washing machine's on the blink again, and if Gupta don't fix it soon it'll be another 3 months before he gets any rent.
You're not telling me that was a Midland toy at one point in its life? What in the name of Jesus has turned a dead collar?
Mild grime mildew, fuck knows kidda.
And when I go to brush my teeth and like the sink is covered in this great thick white fluid that smells like sun cream.
So I guess you've only got yourself to blame, you daft little ball bag.
Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but would you mind moving the fuck 6 inches to your left? The hair on your arm is prickling mine and your breath smells like the docks at low tide.
So at one point we were walking along the strip and it was like 2 p.m. because we were that hungover we slept in and stuff. When all of a sudden one of the guys spots this like tiny little cafe that only does, get this, English freaking breakfast. We were like, oh my god, we have died and gone to heaven.
It's nice when you go abroad but can you look at the food, and then out of nowhere, just as you're about takeout you come across a place that does proper home cooking, eh?
And how long exactly had you and your mates been in Magaluf before you came across this hidden gem, Alfie?
Well, that's like the freakiest thing of all, Sandy, because this, would you believe, was like the very last day of the holiday.
Someone put a gun to my head and pull the fucking trigger.
So what happened to your shoelaces?
My mate Vincent is pinched last night when he fell asleep at a party. He had an interview the day and asked to lend mines. That were 2 hours ago mine and the cunt had better bring him back.
I'm off home now, Sandy. What did you want for tea, my angel? Oh, and I mustn't forget to take your clothes off the line, iron your shirts and puff your pillows.
I'll probably eat here, to be honest, Carol. You look after yourself and hey, feel free to catch up on your soap omnibuses.
I honestly don't mind waiting.
No, you work away, Sugar Plum. And sure, I might stop off for a pint on the way home anyway.
Give me a tinkle before you leave here and I'll come and meet you.
Sure thing, or jeep-poo.
Now, as it's your first day on the job, big guy, I feel it's only right to bring you up to speed with the occupational hazards. The worst parasites you're likely to encounter are busters and Mr. Magoo's. Now, have you any affiliation towards either bunch of fucks?
Finally decided to make an honest man of yourself, Sandy.
Finally decided to make an even less honest man of myself, more like Graham. I'm heading to the shebin with Paulie later, and the aim is to stay out till at least 5 or 6.
But Carol will have begun her early shift by then.
Well, exactly. And not that it's any of your business, but she's staying over for a few nights because her kitchen flooded. Or that's what she maintains anyway.
Not being familiar with Caesar expression, I feel I can approach the job with no preconceptions.
You've already had your interview, so fuck knows who you're trying to impress. If it was down to me, I wouldn't have given you the job in the first place. But I digress.
All I am saying is that I haven't an notion which people you are talking about.
I'm talking busters, as in Fluster, busters, and Mr. Magoo's, as in the big-nosed dudes with the skull caps. And don't get me started on Afrikaners, goose steppers and twigs.
In that case, I feel you and I may have our first issue.
Please don't try and tell me you're a suntanned Afrikaner. My name is Chicken, not Dono.
Actually, I come from a proud line of Algerian Jews.
A big, fat, black Shylock. Now without the fucking odds.
You know you've offended me there on so many different levels. Guess it would be a bad time to tell you I'm gay.
You guess right, dickhead. I've no choice but to have you put on opposite shift to me. And don't bother making any complaint, as this is a budget airline and you, my friend, have no rights.
And what's with dip pants? They must be 4 inches too long for your pegs. You look like a Dickensian tramp.
Dropped me tube ticket earlier and when I bent over to pick it up, I split me strides up the arse. Borrowed a soft big Kev who had some spares in his locker.
Well now fella, that's a lie, for a start, because you've never bought a tube ticket in your life.